What if? And that's a good question. What if it was tonight? You know, people tell me all the time, they do like this, they go, well, the Bible hasn't fulfilled itself. I'm going to have to tell you something. Might kind of upset you right now. But do you know there is definitely not one biblical prophecy left that needs to be fulfilled before the rapture. Not one. And remember, we're going to be talking about this today. When you see these things, that what I want you not to do is to get confused with the rapture and the second coming. Because what it is that's the day of the Lord. I'm going to talk about it. But the day of the Lord is a series of events. Not one day, it's a series of events. It starts with the rapture, and then goes through 7 years of tribulation. Then is the second coming of Jesus Christ. When He comes back, the first time He does not touch the earth, we go to Him. The second time He comes back with us, take care of business with the devil, and then we rule and reign for 1,000 years. So let's just go through this a little bit. I like that. What if? Let me ask you a question. What promise is given over 300 times in the New Testament? Anybody want to guess? I mean, the pictures there might help you. You see those two pictures? Look, watch this. There's picture 1, and here comes picture 2. Amen. One is the rapture, the other is His coming on a white horse with His vesture dipped in blood. What are we talking about? Listen, 300 times, over 300 times in the New Testament, the promise of the return of Christ. Now, and I want y'all to listen carefully about this, because see, the Bible doesn't give us all the specifics. You say, well, I wouldn't know pinpoint, whenever, however. If you just give me, I'm an analytical thinker, I need to know everything. If I knew everything, then I'd go ahead and get ready. I personally am an analytical thinker. I used to think that way, and then I realized something about that, and it's very clear. It was just like the angel told Daniel, I want you to seal this stuff up, and concerning the visions I've given you, and it will be revealed in the last days. Some of this stuff has not even been revealed yet. There's more things coming than you ever could imagine, and we're going to see Bible prophecy coming to pass quicker than ever. Bible prophecy is actually like seeing through a glass darkly. You see something, and it might take a while, then you might see something coming again. Who would have even thought about 666? What's 666? What could it be? 666 now, we all know that you put a barcode, or even implant a chip. I've got a dog. My dogs have chips in them. I've got 2 dogs. That's why they moan all the time. They got chips on their shoulders. All right. Okay. So if we need to get to them, what they got to do is if our dog gets lost, they know the people know to go scan the chip, and it's got my name, and it's got Linda's name, and it's got the dog's name. Doesn't even need a collar because you got the chip, but we still have a collar so people will know that it belongs to somebody that's being taken care of. But there's one fact for clear, it's absolutely positive, is that Jesus is going to return to earth again. He's going to return visibly, He's going to return literally, and He's going to return victoriously. Jesus, come on, somebody give Him a hand clap of praise. Jesus is coming again. And Russia, and Korea, and Iraq, and Iran, and Saudi Arabia, and all those places will not be able to stop what God is going to do. Praise the Lamb of God. God is in total control. Amen. So now let's just go a little, we'll try to be kind of quick with this today. Now, like I said, kinda. Somebody say kinda. Y'all know what kinda means?
Nothing.
Okay. Okay, here we go. So watch this now. Now, Jesus is going to return. Now, this was the last week of His ministry. And He's pointing to the people. He's telling them they were looking at the temple. He said, tear the temple down. It'll be raised again in 3 days. Talking about His temple. And as He's talking about all these things, people start asking, what's the signs of your return? And so Luke 21, he actually takes 2 subjects. The first subject is he's talking about AD 70, and he's talking about when the temple is going to be destroyed. And then the second time he's talking about when the temple will be destroyed in the last days, or when the temple is going to be under attack before His return, the second time. Not the rapture, but the second coming. So this is a little kind of, just a little shaky if you're not sitting back thinking and reading and looking how everything is. So now the desolate or the destruction of Jerusalem was only a foreshadowing of what greater things of suffering were going to come for the Jews. How many know the Jews have suffered a lot?
Amen.
I mean a lot. Think about the Holocaust. Think about now. You know, it's not just Jews, but Christians themselves. You can go in Iraq, and down there will be people by the hundreds being crucified. We think that was just back in Jesus' day. It's happening today. There's probably, I guarantee you, somewhere all over the world, there's people being crucified for Jesus today. There's people losing their heads for Jesus today. So now, at the end of tribulation, Jesus is going to return along with us who are already in heaven because of the rapture. And because of those who've already died and gone on. To rule and reign with Jesus as King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Now, I just want you to remember, there is definitely a difference between the rapture and the second coming. But it's all part of a 7-year process called the Day of the Lord. So now I've noticed in these last days, and I'm going to try to be quick about this. If I'm not, please forgive me. Wouldn't it be nice if you're saying when this thing's going to end, all of a sudden you hear a trumpet and we're gone? Wouldn't it be awesome? Amen. So there's a widespread interest now about the end of days. You see it all the time. You see there's a big thing about the occults. There's something always about the occults. There's something always about the outer limits, so to speak. And it's also about Jesus' return. And so what are the signs of his return? He says it right here. Matter of fact, it's pretty cut and dry. So we're just going to go through the cut and dry. And hopefully, if you're taking notes, write them down. If you're not taking notes, but you'd like a copy of this, you can get a copy of this to go along with it.